Motivation, specifically the lack of it. I wrote down 3 key ideas as to why you may have a lack of motivation, and I'm going to be explaining them today in this video. The first key idea is you don't know the purpose of whatever you're trying to achieve. Once you figure out the why of what you're doing,
Why?
then you'll be motivated no matter what happens. So what do I mean by this? I'll tell you an example. Say your goal is to become a doctor as your future career. You may say that your why is because this career makes good money. But this will play out to the second key idea. The second key idea is feeling connected. If you have no choice or if you're forced into something, you're not going to stay on it. Your goal or something you want to achieve has to spark joy. So if your why is something that sparks joy, going back to the doctor example, if you don't like the studying and practices in order to become a doctor, then you're ultimately going to start second guessing yourself or having a lack of motivation because it's something that you don't want to do or don't like to do. The third key idea is burnout. So for burnout, we can break this down into 3 parts. The first form of burnout is when you've lost interest in things that used to bring you joy. The second form of burnout is if your goal is too big to keep up consistently, which is why you should write small goals that can be completed in a few days, weeks, or months. The third form of burnout is having to do too much work all at once. Say if you were looking to become a doctor, but you got hit with all of this work that you hate. And so, eventually, you'll lose sight of why you wanted to become a doctor in the first place, so you end up giving up on it. I'm also going to bring up the fact that if you have depression, ADHD, bipolar disorder, OCD, etc., the one and only key main idea that you're going to need, feeling connected. This goal of yours has to give you 100% satisfaction and happiness. It also has to grasp your attention unlike anything else. To put it more cohesively, this goal has to give you dopamine to your brain in order to work out. So from this, we can conclude that most people end up giving up on a goal because they never had these 3 key ideas in mind when writing down their goals. Now I'm going to show you a quick video clip of how you should write your goals in detail instead of writing them down with no context whatsoever. And I'm going to be using these people's videos of SMART goals to help me out in explaining that. So you're going to write down your goal and below it, write why you want to achieve it. Put a short sentence under that, starting with, I can do this by. Below that, write down a reward from achieving this goal. What will this goal give you as an reward? What will you do to reward yourself? To be even more detailed with your goal, we're going to write down an if-then plan. Start off by explaining the situation. Then go to if. Finally, when going to then, you'll fully understand why you're carrying out with this plan in the first place. Make sure that if you're going to go through with that goal, you try it for a week, and if you're still motivated, keeping the 3 ideas in mind, put a check mark by it, indicating that you're going to do this at a consistent basis to which you can complete it. So now you understand how to write them in detail. I'm going to be explaining to you why you should physically write your goals down instead of keeping them in your head. Okay, so I'm basically going to read this out loud in simpler terms, so
when your SMART goals are ready to go, take time to physically write them down. The act of writing makes your goals feel real and achievable rather than some far-off thought. Use action-oriented language such as I will rather than I would like to, because we're not on that sissy stuff.
alright, so you know the dealio. When you physically write things down, you're gonna remember them more, so yeah. And I think that's the end of the video. Hopefully this video helped out with your understanding of why you may have a lack of motivation and helping you set up your goals better so that you can achieve them. I also have to throw another thing in here. I'm gonna have an upload schedule of Monday and Fridays, twice a week. I can't promise you on that, but I'm gonna try my best to do that. I think that's all for the announcements, so bye. See you next time.
I just put a can of beans in the microwave, but little do I know, I forgot to take the beans out of the can. And now my mother freaking house burnt down, and now I don't have anywhere to live, where to live.